And we do want to turn now to our next guest, who has built quite the name for himself and a following his 2020 presidential run with his push for universal basic income. And now Andrew Yang is leading in the Democratic primary for New York City mayor.
And he now joins us. Andrew Yang, thank you so much for being here with us on the program. We want to start, of course, with your well-being. We know earlier this year you had COVID-19. How are you feeling? How did that experience shape you?
Thank you, Amy. I'm feeling a lot better now. It was a miserable, debilitating, isolating couple of weeks. It's very hard to be quarantining from your very own family and fearful that you might somehow have already gotten someone else you love sick. So I empathize very, very deeply with what millions of Americans have gone through and the fear associated with it, because there's a lot of uncertainty whether if you get a scratch in your throat or something, you think you might have it. So thank you for asking. I'm on the mend and feeling a lot better now.
And certainly, as you said, millions of people are going through what you went through as well. You had a good result there, but hope on the horizon. Vaccines are out there. New York City, the city you want to lead now, the vaccine rollout. What grade would you give the rollout so far, and how would you improve that grade?
I think a lot of New Yorkers have been frustrated with aspects of the rollout, and I am thrilled to announce today on your program that we are going to be mobilizing our small army of over 3,500 volunteers for my campaign to get out information about the vaccine right here in New York. We're going to use our capacities to reach out to tens of thousands of New Yorkers, even more, and get them the vaccine info in multiple languages, let them know who's eligible, let them know where to go. Because there are a lot of sources of information right now in New York. We have to reach out to people where they are. And I'm so thrilled that my campaign's volunteers are going to be able to help New York directly in this time of need.
And Andrew, you ran for president. You became a household name at that point, but you don't have a traditional political background. So how are you going to bring your experiences to this city to help in an unprecedented health and economic crisis?
New York is in a deep, dark crisis right now. You can see it and feel it yourselves. And we need all hands on deck. We need city agencies working hand in hand with people in the private sector, in the nonprofit sector, because the vaccine is job one. It's one reason why, again, we're going to be mobilizing thousands of volunteers to help get out vaccination information right now. And you can join them if you want at yang4ny.com. And then we need a way that you can quickly verify that you've been vaccinated on your smartphone so that people feel comfortable going to the office, going to a restaurant, and eventually a theater. We need to accelerate the recovery of New York City, and that is why I'm running for mayor, is because I think I can speed us up. I can activate resources both within and outside of the government.
You said activate and get New York City going again. Does that include, in your opinion, based on some of the research we're now getting, do you want kids back in school full time right now? And also, do you want restaurants back open right now, full capacity, or is it too soon for that?
I'm a public school parent, and I think a lot of us think that we should be fighting harder to reopen schools, particularly for young kids and at-risk children who are falling further behind. The data shows that small children are not super spreaders or spreaders of the coronavirus in any significant measure. I think right now the approach to restaurants and small businesses, we need to be fighting harder to help these businesses survive. The city should be buying heat lamps, dividers, and air filtration systems in bulk and distributing them to restaurants that are trying to make it work. I think full indoor dining would be a bit too much, but I think this partial indoor dining that was recently put forward by the governor is the right direction, because a lot of business owners right now are trying to make it, and right now they don't feel like they're getting the partnership and help that they need in many cases.
One last thing that's been certainly of note and in the headlines, NYPD reporting nearly a 900% increase on attacks, hate crimes, violence against Asian Americans here in the city. What do you think is behind this, and also what can be done about it?
It's heartbreaking and devastating, the rise in anti-Asian violence and racism. And there's a lot of suffering in New York right now. There's a lot of pain. And when people are suffering and in pain, sometimes they'll lash out at people out of ignorance or alienation. What we need to do is we need to treat these incidents as hate crimes and have the NYPD pursue all resources and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law as a hate crime, because this is a real pattern. It's painful for all New Yorkers, Asian Americans in particular. I'm the son of immigrants myself. My wife grew up in Bayside. When this happens, it's incredibly hurtful and devastating, and we need to do more to show that this is unacceptable in New York City or any part of the country.
All right, Andrew Yang, we are going to see you down the road. Certainly good luck. We are keeping an eye on you here, of course, in New York. We're reading headlines about you every day. Some you might not like, but a lot of them in your favor at the same time.
Get out the vaccine. Let's go New York City. GOTV. Let's get vaccination information out to the people who need it right now, where they live and work.
Candidate for mayor / cheerleader for New York, Andrew Yang. Sir, thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.